Hi everybody, my name is Rahul Kumar and I'll be talking about Sankey, which is doing AI-assisted DevOps. So the idea for Sankey is quite simple at heart. We want to learn various behaviors and patterns that developers and engineers practice every single day of their life. For instance, a lot of patterns may exist on the development side of things where certain pull requests are being created in a regular manner, certain code reviews are being done in a very regular and organized manner. Similarly, we can also grab information and data from the build and test stage of a pipeline, from the release and post-deployment stages, and aggregate all of this into a holistic view to provide actionable recommendations. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus only on the development side of things, and I'll show you how Sankey operates on GitHub. So essentially, I'm on GitHub and I have forked the Microsoft Terminal repository into my account for doing this demo. And I'm creating a new pull request, which is a code change that I've authored. The branch that I'm going to use is the Faculty Summit demo branch, which is what was curated for this particular experience here today. There are 3 files that have been changed. There are 3 total commits that were made. When I create this new pull request, I can have a title here, which is creating a new function for testing. There is a pull request template which I can potentially also fill out. I choose to just go with the default. When I create this pull request, GitHub will actually send a message to Sankey saying, I've got a new pull request that was created in this particular repository. And just to confirm that my files that have changed, yes, I have 3 files that have changed. I have a few commits inside here as well. And then I have my conversation, which is where I'm looking at updates that are happening when Sankey or anybody else processes this pull request in a social experience. So just to show you what the changes look, or what the comments look like from Sankey, at some point Sankey will come in and say that it has identified 2 reviewers, which is Zadji-MSFT and then Carlos Zamora, as the most appropriate reviewers for this pull request. That's because the files that are being changed in this pull request are probably either owned by these individuals, these developers, or they are highly edited and reviewed by these particular developers in this repository. So Sankey has understood that certain developers have a certain tendency of being experts in different areas of the source code, or they have an expertise in reviewing these areas. And on top of that, Sankey is also capable of load balancing the review load amongst all the developers in a repository. So that was the first suggestion. The second suggestion that was made is, based on the files that have changed, we also recommend that you change the termcontrol.h file. And that's because one of the files that's being changed is the termcontrol.cpp file, and the header, the .h and the .cpp file have a really, really strong association with each other. And based on past commits in this repository, Sankey has, with a certain level of confidence, determined if you're changing one of these files, the other one should probably be changed as well. Imagine all the configuration files you have or all the settings files you have, they need to be changed as one single cluster together, right? And that's what Sankey's telling us here. Lastly, Sankey's saying, based on the contents of this change, I'm going to label this change as a bug fix and as test work. And that's because I was creating a new function for doing some testing, and I was probably fixing something in the process as well. This is a way for Sankey to classify the change, which in return is a signal to repository owners to see which way they're trending. Is their repository experiencing a lot of bug fixes? Is it experiencing a lot of feature work? We have 8 such decorations that we can perform for the label and get a sense of what are the next steps. As a repository owner looking at these labels, you can say, okay, I now know what is happening with my developer body, and how can I move it forward in a particular direction, or should I be changing focus, right? These are examples of Sankey giving you an actionable recommendation, or a suggestion, if you will, to improve the development experience. We also do things which are on the right side. We can minimize tests. We can create automatic test plans based on past results of the testing that has been performed against your repository. And then lastly, we can also do post-deployment analysis to understand whether there's a single metric that's being affected by certain types of changes in your repository. So overall, to close out, Sankey uses data from various different parts of the DevOps lifecycle, uses lightweight machine learning methods, and creates actionable suggestions to improve the developer lifecycle and experience at the end of the day. Thank you.